Hello, RotoGrinders. This is KillaB, and I'm here to do a lineup breakdown for you. We will be analyzing a cash game lineup over on DraftKings. So here we go. Starting at quarterback, I went with Philip Rivers. There were plenty of quarterbacks here that I liked this week, but decided on Philip Rivers. I actually liked Andrew Luck, Carson Palmer, and Cam Newton. Luck was a little bit too expensive, and then Palmer and Cam both play on teams with good defenses. So I didn't know if we would get 4 quarters of usage in their games, even though they were in really good situations. So went with Philip Rivers here. He's actually in a perfect fantasy situation right now. It's a one-dimensional offense. They haven't gotten their run game going, mainly due to their offensive line being really bad. But their defense also gives up a ton of points. So he actually got his 4th game in a row with 300 yards here. As you see, we got 336 yards out of him, 3 touchdowns. Got the bonus, and then 2 2-point conversions, which basically equals another touchdown. So put up 30 DK points here, and we love that. So now moving on to the running backs. All 3 of my running backs were actually must-haves for me. Devontae Freeman, you can't deny this guy's usage. At 7,900, he needed to be in the lineup. He actually touched the rock 27 more times this week. Returned good yardage with 130 total yards, but didn't see in the end zone for the first time in a while. So unfortunately, he didn't return his value. Only got 18 points here, but in cash games, you really want to pay for someone's usage. So and then moving on to Todd Gurley. Wow. This is the easiest pick of the slate. He should have been. He would have been an easy buy at 7,000, but he was on sale for 5,000. I needed him in my lineup. I'm sure a lot of you guys also had him in your lineup, so it was a no-brainer. And then you factor in that the Rams are coming off a bye here, being home against a really bad Cleveland rush defense. Just perfect situation for him, and he produced. 2 rushing touchdowns. 163 total yards with that yardage bonus. That's awesome. So, and then moving on to wide receiver here, Michael Crabtree. This was an interesting decision. At 4,300, it was between Michael Crabtree and then Willie Snead. Crabtree's targets just have been really consistent all year long. He's actually had 6 more targets than his teammate Amari Cooper, who's priced at 6,500. So, in a cash game where you can get a guy that out-targets his teammate for $2,200 less, I love that. And when I saw that Jason Verrett was projected to shadow Amari, and that left Brandon Flowers to be on Michael Crabtree, just thought it was a great situation. He returned value, 6 catches, 63 yards with a touchdown, so love that. And then moving on to Larry Fitzgerald, this was the easiest wide receiver pick for me. Especially when, throughout the week we had news that John Brown was dealing with both of his hamstring injuries. I just expected to see him see a few more targets due to that news. But wow, we didn't get the production that we thought. 3 catches for 39 yards, 5 targets. So wasn't really good against Baltimore's funnel defense there. So and then DeAndre Hopkins, man, the guy's been just a target monster. He got 12 more targets this week. So even though he didn't produce, he had the 6 catches for 50 yards. Miami's been a very average pass defense, actually below average pass defense. But again, we're buying how many targets he gets in a cash game. So I thought Hoyer really only had eyes for DeAndre Hopkins throughout the first 6 weeks, but here he started throwing the ball to Nate Washington here, involving a little bit more of his other pass catchers. So I guess just know that going forward. Moving on to tight end here, Ladarius Green. This is my pivot of the week. Once we got news that Gates was going to be out, and we could get Ladarius basically at min value, 2,900 here. Love that. In cash games, I don't think I'll be paying up for a Gronk that often. It's just there's a lot of times that Gronk's just not the main focus in that offense, or a defense will take him away. So, a guy where you're unsure of his targets, I'd rather pay for a min value tight end punt where, he's in a great situation up against a really bad Oakland defense. So yeah, really like this production. He actually caught both the 2-point conversions here, so that equals another touchdown. So in reality, he basically returned 2 touchdowns, had 4 catches, 45 yards. So love that. And then Lamar Miller, wow. Maybe the best fantasy day ever produced in one half of football. All of this production, 41.6 DK points in one half. This Dolphins team's just been rejuvenated since Dan Campbell's taken over. That situation's just on the up and up. And then Rams defense, man, glad this one came through. I had them across the industry here. The play just made sense. St. Louis was coming off a bye, like I said, and you had a Cleveland team that, almost beat Denver in overtime. So they're coming off on, a close loss in overtime. So I just felt like emotionally they would be down on the road. And St. Louis creates a lot of pressure, and the Browns have given up 4 sacks a game. So just thought that was a good situation. A lot of turnovers. Potential turnovers could happen, and they didn't disappoint. Put up 25 points here, had a defensive touchdown. Only gave up 6 points here. Yeah, so really good day out of the Rams. And as you see here, 205 DK points here. We did leave $400 on the table. I could not find a spot where I wanted to spend that extra $400. It was going to be at wide receiver, but again, I didn't really like going up at any spot, so I left $400 on the table. Really happy with the total points here, and so this lineup was in over 300 different cash game lineups, and I feel like we only got beaten like 1 or 2 heads-up games. So it was a really good week for this lineup. So hopefully you guys came off a good week 7, and if not, there's always next week. All right, we'll see you guys later.